afternoon. I can do my Delta Strike song. I haven't done it in a long time. I used to do Delta Strike with Mark last year. Maybe a year and a half ago, maybe? Year? So it's like, Delta Strike. Delta Strike. Everybody get your Delta Strike. There you go. Hey, hello, Neil. You're probably still recovering. You're probably recovering. It's like, oh my God, I thought that nightmare was over and it is back. Apologies to all that whose brains have been totally turned to mush by that intro song. A couple weeks ago, I think I bought some Cisco calls. I still have them. I paid $1 or something for some, and then I bought some more the next day for like 55. I think my average price is like 75 cents. They're trading like 35 cents. So not a great purchase by any stretch. I want to do some volume here today. Take kind of a little look-see here on what we got. Now, there's been a couple things. Apparently, there was a bit of a, let me look at F4, but there was a directive, I guess, by the Supreme Court changing the way energy companies have to search for, or have to, like, having the EPA direct them, which might be slightly bullish. But anyway, for my Cisco trade, which I don't really like right now, whoopsie. I got to reset my display. I'm not getting a whole lot of action out of it. I think Cisco peaked that day, and I think it hasn't changed since I added that trade. Yeah, we haven't moved. We had this day, I think I put it on here, 64.5, and now we haven't moved in weeks. So no action here. I wanted to see now. There looked like there was a little bit of action in some of these. Let's see. Right, we had a little gap, but then nothing. Let me just take a look here. The free PTON is currently negative. I bought some of those Peloton calls, Vicky. I think I already closed half for some money. I don't know what price or what people bought. Those are all put sellers. Peloton has been stuck at 7. Oh, wow. Well, I'm probably, I guess I got stopped out now. Yep. What happened to our buyout? Closed 4 or 5. I know I closed half to give me the other half for nothing. So I don't know. This still looks like a cheap stock to me. You know? But it doesn't look like anybody's buying any more calls here. That's why you take profits. Well, buyout rumors like MP. Here's another one, right? All kinds of like China trade talk and all the rest of it. And we're in capital gains. I sold one of a couple of calls that I had in there just because they were paying. but takeover rumors they're takeover rumors. Well, here's the thing with you're looking at Peloton. Like, let's see here. The July 7 calls are down to 54 cents. The 6 calls are only $1. So here's my question for you. The 6 calls are 64 cents in the money. Oh, more rare earth stuff with FCX. Well, I also want to look at Valley. But what I'm saying here is that there's 89,000 open here and they haven't closed them yet. Do you guys think that the 6 call for $1.03 is a good purchase or a bad, like from a risk reward point of view? These calls were just $2.10 4 days ago in the hype. So you think there's any chance you could make money on that call? Not only that, the July 18 6 calls are cheaper than the July 11 6 calls. I'm just from a risk reward point of view, it's not that much money. You could sell the July 03 7 calls for 40 cents and you could be in the diagonal for 60 cents. Now if it got taken over, you'd be bummed out. But that's a pretty good diagonal spread, don't you think? For risk reward wise? You're sitting on it for 3 weeks, but let's see what they're doing with the 7s. A lot of small paper buying. Just saying. This is like if this company it turns a profit when the stock is $6.64, which I think it's kind of just traveling right around profitability again. Pretty cheap. All right. FCX. Andrew, are you doing anything with Palantir? Like, you mean, do you want me to do something with it today? Or, I mean, I still own some shares, but just 10% of what I used to own. I don't think any paper in Palantir is like noteworthy. Oh, am I buying puts? In Flash 5 options, 50%. Oh, on the Etsy calls, Vicky? I don't think I didn't have Palantir in Flash 5. I don't recall that anyway. Oh, Portillo's is looking up. I don't have any. Palantir, I think is a good company, Jim. I haven't thought about, I have not thought about buying any puts or anything in it. Like right now, there's a lot of paper kind of buying calls in the middle. Let's see, a small call buyer in here, the June 12s, but nothing big. And there's been no real change in footprint and fingerprint here for Portillo's either. I own as much of this stock as I can. I can't buy any more of it because it doesn't go up. I love Portillo's. I love the food. I think it's a cheap company, but I can't buy any more. I'm at my risk limit on it from a stock point of view. I think it's like 2% of my portfolio now. I can't buy anymore, which is, I can't buy anymore. I can't, or I'll get, I don't mind buying it if it goes up, but it just has not been able to go up. You would think Italian beef sandwiches would catch on, but apparently not as much as I thought. But this is a pretty good price for it. But you know, it keeps wanting to break out and then it doesn't. Let's see what else we have here. Paper is buying some NVIDIA calls. Raise my debt ceiling. You know, every time I do that up, Chuck, it makes me, I get sad. You know, you're like, I have a risk limit that I'm going to go over just this one time because I'm pretty sure I'm right. And then you know what happens? You get really sad. Very, very, very sad. I basically have room to sell a 10 lot of puts every now and then, but that's it. I just like to wait till they're a little juicier to sell them. Let's see what else we got here. Ford. Wow. Stats. Nothing outlying. Sniper saying, I was absolutely Portillo poses. Oh, is opening in Sarasota? That is lucky for Sarasota. I would love to have like a small Portillo shack in here in Maine. I'm still trying to look for this. It's not a huge paper day, sadly. Mark talked about the Lucid July 18 puts at 2. All right, LCID. Well, if you paid 9 cents for them, you did pretty good, Jim. I don't think there's a single car company that makes money selling electric vehicles except for Tesla. Yeah, I think they're all just how much they go down. Let's see here. I'm trying to find any paper in AMD. Let's see. There's a little bit of AMD. Let's see. Because it wasn't AMD just like 105 or 101. No real interesting paper though. Any short paper in Dell? Puts in the middle here on the June 13s, 110, 100. Let's see here, 110, these might be closing. Everything here is a little in between. Let's see here. This is in the June 13th. It's funny, Dell doesn't get a lot of paper flow. These could be, I think these are probably closing, right? What is that, 1,000? So these could be closing, or this like close and roll down potentially. I'm still long some Chewy Cool Hand, Vic. Those are just some shares. I think I had a $42 stop on them. Yep. I bought a lot of this for my wife. She's happy. Let's see. Yeah, this we had in Flash 10. This was a good stock for us. Yeah, Pro's been a little on the under the weather. Let me see here. Do we have any really good paper in here? Well, somebody is buying 787 of the January 2026 60 calls for 375, almost 380. What do you guys think of that? Decent chunk. Fall's not super high, but stock's definitely moving lately. Earnings are coming out, I believe, too. No, not until August. Let me see. I got to move this to my other screen here. Hold on. Let me just make this a little bigger. Oh, no, the 11th. Oh, we had a couple weeks. Yeah, I thought they were coming out earlier. And then I looked at it, I go, the 6 looked like an 8. It's not too bad. You can write it to earnings. Let me see. Is there any cheap calls? Let me see here. They're not, nobody's no short-term purchasing. What's going on in SIG? Somebody's buying calls and selling puts. What's going on here? Oh, the earnings are coming out. That's nothing huge. AES. Oh, somebody's buying long-term calls in here. What was this stock? Is this an energy? Yeah, energy company. So this stock is $10. It's trading at 1-year lows. And somebody comes in and buys some of these. Is there any chance oil and gas energy company can get up $3 or $4 to make those pay? I'm putting this one on my list to watch. I'm adding this to my list right now. I'm going to take a look at that. This whole sector. Like, here's another one. I own a ton of this. And it is just, well, it's moving a little today. But the lowest I bought the stock was, I think, $17. But I also own it from 23 and probably 25. And I bought more of it at 17. I think my average price is probably still like 22, 21 bucks. I guess, they have a lot of debt, but it doesn't, it's not a crazy amount relative to the, I can't figure it out. This is another one. I'm like, well, I think the stock should be worth twice what it is, but it's not there yet. But the whole sector is getting a bit of a boost on that Supreme Court ruling. I got a note from Frank about it. But no real paper. I mean, look, put it this way. If a stock does this and there's no paper, like, what do you do? Do you get excited about it? I don't know. I can sell covered calls on the APA stock, Jim, but I don't want to. Because the reality is my average price is up here, and I think I'm just going to be taken out of it at a lower price. Sometimes it's just not worth selling covered calls. I mean, I would do the wheel on it, but I think an easier trade is I wanted to do 1x2 call spreads. So one thing I do is, like, on a weekly trade, the pricing isn't great here for this week, but buy like some 17.5s and sell some 18s 1x2. At least if I get taken out, it's an easy wheel. More trying to get like sort of double the share size I have. But the pricing does not look very good here. I like to do it for credit or for even money, and it's not there. And see what I get on the upside. I do that with my Chewy shares too. I'll buy one and sell two and then see what happens, but I haven't taken out of it yet. Let's see what else. Is there any paper in? Okay, oil prices are low. Anything in AAL? Here's another stock. Somebody sold some. A 12 put seller, but nothing big. And you sell the January 26 12 puts for $1.98. I mean, for a yield play, I guess you get 8% for the year, but not very exciting. EGO, I believe EGO, that's another energy company. All right, we'll do one more here and then I'm going to I got to hit the road. Oh, Eldorado Gold. Do you guys see this? Bullish, 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 bearish, bullish, 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 bullish. But you know what? Everything is in January. All January. Oh, wow. They don't have any long-term options in it. Oh, here we go. Jan 26. I wonder if they're rolling from the 20s up to the 25s. This is July. No, they're buying everything. It looks like they're selling some July 20s and moving higher. I wonder if they're taking profits here. So these things trade at 110 and they're bailing on them now. Oh, okay. So they got basically they're in these things for about $1, 120, and they're taking the double and moving on. So looks like the Eldorado Gold might have some legs in it for the upside because they're rolling out. It appears to be that way anyway. I mean, if you're not taking some profits in a gold stock here, you're never going to take them. All right. I'll take a look at UNH and... Oh, close of the day. I think growing up, well, maybe 59.25 or something. Not very much. I think there's still some news here that's shaking around. Let's see here. UNH. Wow. January 380 calls for 18.5 bucks. The 380s. So you're thinking $400. Somebody sold the 230 puts for 8 cents. You want to do that, Jim? Sell the 230 puts for 8 cents? Line in the sand. Well, you can own some more shares. It'll probably work. All right, let's see if there's anything in Amazon. Oops. Wow, did you guys see all this? Almost all the paper's bearish. Buying the 195 puts for next week? Come on, let me get a little more room. Why are they buying these things? unless you know something's going to go down. I don't know. I wouldn't want to buy them. It looks like they're down money on all of them. So they're paying $1.50 to $1.54 in decent size, and now they're $1. It's not good for Amazon, but it's worse for the put buyers, Rodney, because they paid $1.50 for them and now they're $1.10. There's that awesome feeling of buying an option and then literally the same day they're only worth 30% of what you paid for them. All right, I got to split. I have a meeting to go to. I will be filling in for Mark this week, but you're also going to get Leisha. So maybe even Hans. So stick around. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more exciting paper than what we have. From a value point of view, I still like those Peloton calls, but everybody's bailing because there's no takeover yet. All right, everybody, have a good day.